Hello and welcome to today's edition of the Locker Room Voice of the People Television. I am Jerry High, and we've got a chilling show for you today as it promises to be exciting. Joining me are the usual suspects, Ikechukwu and Maiwa, who are ready to break down all the action and share their hot takes on what's going down in the football world. So don't forget to stay tuned and subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't get to miss any episode of the Locker Room. Also, don't forget, you can call us via the WhatsApp number showing on your screen to join the conversation. Right, and of course, all about the Chan Eagles, the home-based Eagles, definitely. Ikechukwu, I know last week we talked about this team. I know it's good to be positive, but some will say maybe I need to apply for being a prophet to see the way it is, and of course, say the way it is. But I think I'm not really happy, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, Jerry.
Yeah.
Good evening and good evening to our viewers. It's sad. It's really sad. I was hoping these guys can actually get their own $100,000 as well, since it's that particular era where you just have to win a championship and get that big money. But it's one of those things where you fail to plan. You're obviously planning to fail. And the Chan Eagles are obviously out of the tournament at this point. I mean, there's no way, except if there's a rule that is going to say best loser, and a team gets, or some of the teams in other groups get walloped by maybe 6 or 7-0. But I don't even think that's happening anytime soon, because in African football we are not used to seeing this huge margin against any team. Talk more of a team like Sudan actually defeating Nigeria. Yes, not taking anything away from the fact that it has to do with the quality of players you have in your league who persecuting this championship, which is
really
Sudanese
important.
league. Yes, which
El
is Sudanese.
Kalilan, two of the best sides in Sudan, consist mostly of these players. And to say that they've been playing away from home because of due to the world situation in Sudan, they've been playing in Mauritania, the Mauritanian league, and still yet see how they bamboozle the Chan Eagles, almighty home-based Eagles, according to you.
It was sad. I mean, it was sad to watch. I had to actually, look for where I can actually see the replay of that game, since there was no way I could actually get the game live. But what I saw in this particular game is far from what I actually saw in the first game. In the second game, the first game against Senegal, the Super Eagles actually came all blazing, and they actually came into that game like, actually playing against defending champion and a big team in African football as well. And that was why we perhaps had that, tiny margin, which actually came as a result of a goalkeeper error. But for this particular game, the Super Eagles actually went into this game with, we can actually defeat them. They are Sudanese. They are not, they don't have big pedigree in African football.
They're underrated.
Yes, they're underrated. They were very relaxed. It's a game we can actually win. Let's just, take our time, and then before you know it, the first goal came, the second and the third, and they keep coming. And of course, in games like that, when you're playing a competition in your second game, you've gone one down in the second game, and then you lost the first game as well. The second goal comes, it's definitely going to not just destabilize your morale, it's also going to crush everything you have in your head tactically, and that's exactly what cost the Super Eagles. Now the big question we should be looking at is what actually happened in the course of those games, and how did the team fall so bad from what you saw against Senegal, and what exactly is why we're having different sort of teams, because the team that actually qualified into this particular championship, many of the players I actually didn't see them starting in many of these games. The likes of Ifakunle, the likes of Success, these guys were actually the guys marshalling the midfield. I mean, they were.
What about Papa Daniel?
They were basically nowhere to be found. We can actually give the excuse in case of Papa Daniel, perhaps he's pursuing a deal outside Nigeria. But for the rest of the players, the cross of the players who actually played that qualifiers, many of them are actually not. Kayode Bankole and co. There's no way we could actually see any of these guys. And these are the questions we should be asking ourselves. How did the team that actually qualified, a good number of those players, how all of a sudden, how is it that we can actually see a good number of them persecuting this particular championship? And then you know what it means. Ilechukwu and Ogumodede were actually the coaches that actually did the job at the qualifying level. Why can't we just allow them continue? I mean, we know Richard, the coach of Super Eagles, even if he's going to be going to that particular championship, he's just going to actually help add tactical inputs and be a supervisor, not the main man who is going to run all the tactical. I mean, you don't know these players. These guys are actually local league, local based players. These coaches actually play local based football. They understand African football. This part of the Nigerian league, they actually know how to bring the best out of the players. Even the Remo Stars, of course, a good number of players are actually in that particular team. The Remo Stars coach is actually there, so he definitely will know how actually to bring out the best of those players in that particular team. There was a lot of disorganization in that particular in this particular team that we saw, and it's so unfortunate. Perhaps we'll just kiss tournament goodbye and start preparing for the next one.
All right, okay. Maiwa, it's great to have you join us. It's good that Ikechukwu today is giving us analysis. I forgot all the razzmatazz, all the things he was saying about this team. They are good enough. They will go for the $100,000. This and this. This is the home base Eagles. They want to play against South Africa. South Africa will just be smiling and licking their lips. It will be a whitewash, super whitewash. This is a testament of where our league really is. Maiwa, it's great to have you join us.
Well, it's always amazing to be here. I'll probably go and check my BP. I was watching that game yesterday and I was so disgusted. The home base did not give a good account of themselves. There is no. I don't think I want to agree that they went into that competition, to that game, thinking underrating the Sudanese. You lost your first game. Any misstep will lead into crashing out of the tournament. If they were not taking any game serious, this was the game they were supposed to take serious. And remember when we were reviewing the game on Monday, I mentioned that a majority of the Sudanese guys, they play for Amarek, one of the biggest Sudanese club in Sudan. And it came to bear. The bottom line is we cannot begin to point fingers. The boys were not good enough, and that's just it. And also the move Chelle was making. There was a report as regards our court. There was a 15-year-old goalkeeper was being touted to come and to come and replace the goalkeeper that committed blunders and the rest of that. Even from the move, it showed that Eric Chelle do not really have confidence in those players. To be honest with you, the Super Eagles team B, they've let us down, and I'm one of those that make a case for having our own base player play for us in the national team. But with this kind of performance, I think it will be unwise to want to stick behind them, owing to the fact that we are in a very precarious situation in the World Cup qualification. The bottom line is this: we cannot begin to throw blames around. The home base were given an opportunity and they didn't take it. The excuse that the people that qualified did not go, that shouldn't be an excuse. Whoever is called off should be able to show quality, and the players did not step up. And I would not want to blame Chelle for what he said during the Unity Cup. I think he's playing out right now, and I'm highly disappointed, to be honest with you.
All right, let's take it. If that's the best,
everybody have been talking about.
If that's the best event, we are in trouble. That's the best defender in the team.
Chelle actually was looking at drafting him into the Super League.
Oh, thank God this Sudan game exposed him, because that would have been a world-class disaster. He waiting to happen.
But you're not blaming Genge alone. I mean, the whole team collapsed. The whole team collapsed.
You need to see
it was no
there's
longer
no urgency. Mostly when there's a counter attack, you don't see the urgency, the speed. Whether maybe they are old or they can no longer run. These guys are playing as if they're gasping for breath.
One of the Sudanese players, Abdal,
see, they were too slow.
He was mocking the Super League.
Yeah, see, the Eagles players were too slow. See, that buttresses the point about age no longer on their side when they want to play at a big level.
Perhaps this is another reason why we should look at what Chelle was saying about they cannot cope. They cannot meet up.
When we said it here, Ikechukwu, I remember you came after me. When I said it here, that Chelle was saying that these guys cannot cope with the intensity. Look at Sudan, ran them ragged.
But Jerry, the first game, these guys came out with a very high intensity.
They used all their strength in the first 45 minutes. If you could see, even
no, Jerry, no. The first game.
See, the first game calm down. Wait, what happened
against Senegal?
Did you see the goal they conceded against Senegal?
I saw it now.
Did you see how Nduka was raising his hand and the ball was The ball left him.
Jerry.
Instead of going after the ball, he put the goalkeeper in a difficult situation.
Jerry, if that goalkeeper has stayed in his line, that guy wouldn't have scored that goal because
that defender already exposed him. The guy would have still scored. He would have messed up the goalkeeper.
The distance between Nduka and that attacker is not very close.
It's not close.
There's no way, and the position the attacker was standing, he was not standing in front of goal. He was standing.
I don't want to argue this. I wish our producer can bring this video because this argument was somebody who didn't see that goal. I'm talking about the game against Senegal. The ball, there was a true pass. When the true pass came, Unuka was raising his hand up for offside.
It happens everywhere in the world. The best of defenders do these things. Yes, now.
See,
the best of defenders do these things.
Ikechukwu, I think
true or false. The best of defenders in the world do these things.
No.
They raise their hands up now.
No, yes, you raise your hand up.
All the old defenders in the world do these things.
If you raise your hand up,
and you chase. When you raise your hand, you chase the attacker.
The guy already gave the attacker miles ahead of him. The attacker has already, the pace was already ahead of him. There was nothing he could do anymore.
That attacker was not in front of goal. That attacker was on the side. And when you're on the side, it's difficult for you to actually score from that side because the defender will definitely closing on you to ensure that you're in a difficult position. That's what would have happened if the goalkeeper had stood on his line.
If the goalkeeper didn't come, he would have easily caught up with that ball and have the goalkeeper at his mercy.
Jerry.
Okay, what was the situation?
Jerry, did you see?
Okay, who beat the goalkeeper with the ball?
Who beat the goalkeeper with the ball?
The Senegal player or the goalkeeper missed the ball and the ball went away.
The Senegal player, obviously. That was what I'm saying. If the goalkeeper stayed, that thing was outside the 18, Jerry.
Okay.
That was clearly outside the 18 box, not even inside. Yes. Outside the 18-yard box. If the goalkeeper had stayed, in goal, that guy would have moved the ball. He would have been forced to move the ball. He can't shoot from there.
Yes.
Right? And from the position he was standing, the guy was not facing goal. He was somewhere on the side, not directly in goal.
He laid the pass.
That's what I'm saying.
The other attacker.
As the defender is chasing, the defender will chase him towards, push him towards the edge of the goal, and that would have been the best option. The goalkeeper would just, make himself big, and even if he scores from that angle, we understand that that was an error.
Anyway, this thing is messy after that. All this explanation you are giving, it will not change the scoreline. The Chan Eagles are out. And of course, the Sudan coach said he didn't expect that this game was going to be easy. He thought it was going to be a difficult game. The Chan Eagles players made it look so easy. So it was not like this team had any chance. I remember this same young man was telling me that they can do the Super Falcons. They can come back. Maiwa, lo and behold, second half, the story was hopeless. And I even feel for Eric Chelle. I think he didn't sweat it. I think we didn't need water this time around to start pouring on his head.
I think going forward, for the sake of this sort of embarrassment, we need to understand that this sort of tournament should be handled by the local coaches.
Oh, really?
Yes. Going forward, I
think you will be one of those who say, why did the main coach not go with the team? I've seen journalists say that. Nigerians have been angry that the main coach avoids the Chan Eagles because
it can be part of the train. I'm not saying it should not be part of the train. But
a lot of people have not been happy.
Your job there is just to identify the players that
you are saying that today now.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But that's not been the storyline. I remember when coaches avoid Genotro, for instance, he avoided the Chan Eagles for most of his time with the Super Eagles. And he had his reasons. A lot of Nigerians were not happy that he always avoided the Chan Eagles and didn't bring them into the team. This man was going to see the league games. I've seen Genotro at the stadium. I think at the MFM game, he was there, one of the games, when they played, was it the Convocation Cup or so? So, people were still expecting that he was going to pick home-based players, but he avoided them like a plague. And imagine, he would have spent that long number of years if this Chan Eagles was his supply. He wouldn't be qualified easily. He would have been.
But Jerry, but Jerry, see, let's be fair. The current Chan Eagles that went to this tournament, they messed up. They didn't do well. They played below standard. However, we have 20 teams. we have over 400 players. You cannot judge the rest of the 377 players, if I'm not mistaken, with the performance of this 23. However, those that pick them, we have to question them too. We cannot say all the players in the league are bad. We all know some of these players, they leave the country, they go outside and they make experience and they make name for themselves. So we should not also use this to, for a lack of better word, to throw away the efforts of the remaining players. Those that make the cut, they didn't do so well. They played 2 games, consider 5, did not score any goal. And I mean, we talked about how they were doing in front of goal in the attack, and it played out again in the second game. The midfield collapsed. The defenders could not communicate very well. Genge, I don't know what he was thinking. I mean, that was one of the worst games of his life. And if he was thinking of a shot in the national team, I think he should kiss that goodbye. However, I think it is good that Eric Chelle was part of the team. And the reason for that is this. We have already established that this second, team of the Super Eagles, this is the team B of the national team. The national team coach should be looking at them. I don't think Eric Chelle will be able to visit every of the games in the league. This is an avenue for him to be able to see if 1 or 2 of those players will be able to make it to the national team. Also, we should also not lose focus that irrespective of the performance of this 23-man squad, at least 1 or 2 of them gave a good account of themselves and they should be able to make it into the national team. Did they perform very well? No, they did not. But I mean, it's good that the coach is seeing it. He can make 1 or 2 adjustments and see who and who will be fit enough for him to be able to, integrate it to the national team. But definitely, they are not making a good case for themselves. If I were a Chelle, I would not think of any home-based player. Since we're in a precarious situation, I'll be looking at those that will be able to do it with minimal supervision in quotes. Because I mean, look at the performance of the home base. It was really terrible.
Yeah. Someone is already asking, is this a sackable offense?
So Jerry,
yes.
No, it's not.
Jerry,
is it a sackable offense?
No,
very clear.
Absolutely,
it's not.
Okay. Jerry, see,
I just want to get that.
We need to go to to the basis, right?
Okay.
This particular issue is a testament that we don't have, a good league. It's a testament that we don't have quality in our league again. Between 1980 and 2005, up till say 2013, I think that was the last time we saw, players from the local league, be part of, the Super Eagles. Even though the likes of Obabuna and Egoke didn't actually stay long, the likes of someone didn't stay long. It just, came show us a glimpse. Between this time and the 1980, almost all the Super Eagles players, if not all, at some point played in the Nigerian league.
Yes.
From JJ to Taribo West to every single one of them.
Yeah.
Every single one, and when they played, they were identified as okay, this guy is good. And when they left the shores of the country,
they continued.
But the truth is, between 2005 and today, players have consistently left the shores of this country, and we've not seen them, become, this same, get to the level where those ones who played before got to. It's a very big problem. It shows that the system is faulty. There's a huge decline in the quality of the players we turn out.
The quality footballers are not even giving chances anymore. Or those who have the quality are not even going into football. That's because of the way the league is. A lot of things. Yeah, I mean, a lot of factors are very, very well in line to actually be looked at. But the point is, the league, the system is faulty. We don't even have a team that can compete at any African competition club level. I think it's a shame for the lives of women.
It's a very big shame
for the LMC, and I think Chelle needs to take this.
It's a very big shame. We've been crying, Jerry, over the years that they should open up the league for private investors to step in, because when private investors step in, they'll be able to take care of the players because they understand that the players are the commodity and the product to actually keep. And they'll take care of them well. And then when you take care of them, you have, not just, players that will improve. You also have people, you also attract top quality, from across Africa to be part of your league.
Yeah. We used to have players coming from Benin.
Brazil
to play in the league. I even remember I'm trying to remember.
Enyimba's top striker.
Grant also came to the
Enyimba top striker in the 2002 to 2004 Champions League that they won. Joseph Frimpong was a Ghanaian. Yes. So these are the things. We don't have those luxury again. We need to go back to the era where players are taken good care of, and then you see the qualities come. The likes of in fact, we have players who played the Super Eagles at that point who really didn't even cut it because of we were spoiled for quality. Those players at that point that we felt is a local based player, he's part of the Super Eagles, he's good, but it's not that good. The likes of Justin Christopher at some point, if they were in this Super Eagles, if they were in this Super Eagles today, they would have been this league today, this Chan Eagles team, they would have been like a god. It tells you how bad our football has actually regressed. It's so bad to actually watch yesterday.
I feel for you, Kechukwu, and lovers of the league. Anyway, Mario, I've told you instances of where I go to watch the NPFL games, and I'm amazed. I'm asking myself, are these really footballers or are they joking? Because I'll ask myself, those guys watch how football is being played somewhere else. Someone will say the standard of the pitch and so. I think when the pitch is still okay, I'll see some kick, some movement. I'm like,
people started to talk about standard of pitch. You remember when Manchester United came to Nigeria? You remember when they played against Kano Pillars?
That's true.
When they played against Kano Pillars, the Nigerian League champion at the point. We were talking about it because of the quality of Manchester United came not with their full strength too. They did on that bad pitch, that so-called bad pitch. They played our Jerry.
You forget it. Once you don't have it,
see, there are a lot of problems that is wrong with our league. Let's start with the issue of the NLL. Remember we talked about clubs buying slots. If you relegate, you buy slot and you go back, and they will merge together and they will go back to the league. That's also an issue. That shows there's no credibility in the league. That's number one. Number two, we've constantly said it. The quality of the league is not there, and that's the reason why I must win at home syndrome. I must win at all cost syndrome. If you look at how the league is even structured, the point gap between the teams, there are no traditional top teams that you will see. I mean, if you look at the English national, if you look at the EPL, you will see some traditional teams. You cannot see the first having 2 points or 3 points between him and the last club. That is how bad the league has been. And those are managing the league, they are not doing anything about it. They've refused to open up the league, and it's because of these inconsistencies. You have violence issue, you have refereeing issues. The case of the violence act that happened in Oyo State last time has not been adjusted now. How does it stop coming? How does the league grow? And the result is what we are seeing at the moment.
Yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, former Super Eagles striker talking about Brandy there has criticized the home-based team following their 4-0 loss to Sudan. And of course, the defeat, which took place at the Amman Stadium in Zanzibar, leaves the Eagles without a goal. They've not even scored. That shows you that the attack is. I don't even want to remember those strikers in future. I don't even want to remember anybody that played in the attack of that team. Because I don't even want to bother my brain to start knowing who they were. And it's really pretty sad that they didn't even make effort to even score a goal. They have not even started half goal. Might. Is it the same Congo that gave Senegal a run for their money? That Congo doesn't look like a team that wants to concede though. This team is not ready. They are just going there to show face. And their face no show. We are
going to lose the last game. We will lose the last game.
It's a prediction that is waiting to happen, Maiwa. You are spot on. Go and put it in your ticket. We'll go straight to it. Over 2.5. Sure odds. Anyway, we all know about Brandy Day's criticism of the league, the way the thing has been going on. Of course, a lot of people went after him, but he said it the way it is, that players are being owed allowances from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, and sometimes they get denied what they are owed. It's really, really a sad situation. If this is how we're going to continue to run the league, people should just. I think there was a time the president said that we should go on break for football. That was during general time. That let's go and restructure and plan and go back. A lot of Nigerians said no, let's do this. Don't stop Nigeria and stuff like that. I know that even if they have taken a break, nothing would have still changed with the mindset we still have in terms of the way sport is being run?
So two things would definitely define sports in a country. Two things. The first is economy. If the economy is stable, it doesn't have to be the biggest economy in the world. If the economy is stable and the life of an average citizen or the middle class, I think that's
the economy only does well for the government.
Yes, if the middle class, is big, is wide in a country, then of course you get to see a lot of persons who want to actually do certain things for leisure or as hobby. And then when that happens, you'll be guaranteed that the top talent that you have will stay. And when top talent stays, there's a natural law that they will help polish younger talents and also help people who are even at the mid level to become better. And that's the law of nature. Iron sharpeneth iron. But then when you have an economy that is not stable, an economy that is bad, I mean, players cannot even travel from one city to another without putting their heart in their hand, singing all through the night, oh God, because of course they could be kidnapped, they could be attacked, they could be robbed. Even when they get to the stadium, the chance of them even leaving the stadium alive is even a case to be and again they go through all of those situations. You still owe them their salary.
Really sad.
So psychologically, I remember one of my coaches back in days who say, a sound mind, sound body, play sound football. Right? Your mind needs to be sound first, because a good number of things that happen on the pitch, happen. The result that happened on the pitch also happened before you guys step into the pitch. So if the players' mind are not at ease, I mean, you can't be going to the field and be thinking, after I finish match, now what's I go chop if I reach out? Yeah. And then expect to give an optimum performance. It doesn't work that way. So all of these things need to be addressed. And if the government, it's going to continue until we have a total, private body running our league, where everybody will be held accountable. See, I will always say this, Jerry. The biggest problem we have, see, some countries in the world that have far stable economy don't even have 20 teams playing in their league. Yeah, even the Bundesliga, 18. So why can't we even start, even if it's 10 teams, 10 that are diligent, that can actually, follow a certain route to the letter? Let's have it.
See, it's that bad. I think sometimes I even had to abandon my Facebook. Because my Facebook Messenger, if you open it, you see league players begging for money. NPFL players telling you their story. You feel like crying. That they survive on Gary and Kuli before and after a game.
And this was when the economy was fair compared to what we have today.
I'm still talking last year.
Oh, even last year?
Last year, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Even this year, I still had 2 incidents. But when I say, come, let's tell the world what's going on, they say no. Because this is the only thing they know.
Yeah.
They can't go back to the society and start.
They will be ostracized for life. No club is going to actually accept them. Yeah. If they and that's the reality.
They will be pegged as the bad egg. Are you the only one suffering it? Everybody is going through it. We are going to make it. And when, of course, you're already 40, but your football is say you are 22. When are you going to make it? Is it when you are 50? My wife. So it's a difficult situation to find yourself. There's no retirement plan for every footballer. And if you're not finding yourself playing in the league for the rest of your life, and people talk about players who have even maybe had opportunities to play in under 20, maybe what they made during under 20. Some of them are still in old allowances of 2009, playing under 20 and so on and so forth. Till today. So how do you expect your league to challenge a league even in Ghana? I'm going to see Remo Stars in the CAF Champions League now. Ikorodu City, that defender we're talking about, he plays for Ikorodu City. I don't even want to mention him. I'm not even proud of him. And Ikorodu City boy going to play like it is. It's a difficult situation we'll find ourselves. All right.
Most of the time when we are talking about this, a lot of people overlook this. The first thing is the government has to create an enabling environment. Sure. There is no enabling environment for football to thrive in. If you are traveling by road, I can't remember when this broke, a particular player mentioned that they will travel from Lagos to Borno and they will have less than 24 hours. They just get down, do 1 or 2 training, and they are going to play, and they have to go back by road. There needs to be an enabling environment. even traveling by road, you are not guaranteed that you get to the stadium alive. So the government has to create an enabling environment for football to thrive. There is no security. We don't have security guaranteed, and we want football to thrive. After that, when there's an enabling environment, that
All right. Okay. She's like,
that is the reason why we are.
all right. She's like, we have a caller. Let's take this call. Hello.
Hello, good evening, my brothers.
Yes. Good evening. You're welcome.
I'm just trying to add my own voice to the outcome or disastrous outing our boys put out yesterday.
Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Femi Olaiwola. I'm calling from Ibadan.
All right. Seniola, go ahead.
First of all, I would like, I wouldn't want henceforth, no one for now to call for the inclusion of home-based Eagles into the real Eagles.
Okay.
A lot of people, they call me different names. Whenever the Eagles had maybe a bad outing, the next thing is people will start calling, throw in home-based player, they'll perform, they'll do this, they'll do that. It's not as if I don't want home base to perform, but it's also obvious and it's also glaring. Number one, we don't have good coaches at league level. Number two, no facility. Number three, guys, we are running out of talent. We don't need to deceive ourselves. Most of anybody that plays in Nigerian league and score 10 goals, the next thing is he will find himself in Afghanistan, Albania, all these unknown fourth division leagues.
Yes.
How do you want to progress as a nation?
Yeah. When you're best at moving to.
There was a boy that played for 3XP, I mean, like 2 seasons ago. The boy is somewhere in Albania. The boy is a good striker. I saw him play in Adamasimba a couple of times. I was telling people this boy needs to play 4 seasons in local league. Then he will get mature. Eventually, he can go into the mainstream of European football. But probably because of maybe there's no money, there's no this, the boy ended up with all these funny agents. They'll take them to all these Albania and whatever. How do we want to progress as a nation when we kept losing potential to all these leagues?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. Eagles is part of me. I'm part of Eagles. I don't know. See, I support Barcelona, but that is second to me. Nigeria first, 3 FC numbers were second, and Barcelona third. But if Nigeria keep doing something like this, I don't know the way out. And to cap it all, we have some funny administrators that knows nothing about football. And even if they know something about football, their pocket will not allow them to grow Nigerian league.
To do the right thing.
Maybe Mr. Mayawa can help me out, and maybe he can say something to me that will cool my mind, because I have not been happy since yesterday.
Over to you.
Well,
Your brother's friend.
well, I suppose shooting star too. So I'm shooting.
Off stars, my brother.
The same shooting star that held the team hostage.
I hope your team, Ikorodu City, will feel safe next season when they come to Ibadan.
The same shooting star that held the team hostage.
My brother,
turn the referee to a police officer.
We are peaceful supporters.
Peaceful.
I believe something went wrong.
Oh,
We are peaceful in Ibadan.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. You say they are peaceful anyway.
I don't know.
If that is the peaceful. Anyway, this is just an incident. Just one of those incidents.
Chelle,
I think the referee, who the officiating.
They turned the referee to a police officer.
The referee had to wear police uniform to to make way. Oh my God. Of course, we even had the Ikorodu City director who told us of their experience.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pretty sad one.
But so Jerry, now that incident, what is the result? Who was punished?
I think they said they were going to punish the shooting stars.
When?
They're going to fine them.
When they've not completed investigation.
I don't know whether they eventually paid the fine. I think I will still need to ask. Because here, the press are the last to know. Yes, it's only there's this. It's like they run football like an court. It has to be. You have to make extra effort to make sure that things are done properly. And this is a slap to the likes of Owumi. I will still call them out, the LMC, those who are running the league. All of the club sides, they always jostle all those who answer state FA chairman. See, they know what is right. Monies are being budgeted to run football in Nigeria. But these monies end up in the pockets of private individuals, administrators who run football. You can see he made mention of a footballer who had the opportunity of at least staying in the league to grow his football and look for a better move maybe sometime in the future.
That's economy, Jerry. That's the first issue.
The economy is a major issue.
Yes, if you cannot solve the issue of economy, trust me, it's going to be
no
difficult.
matter what you
no matter
invest.
how, it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
So that's why the only alternative is for it to be fully private, and then private investors will come in and spend their own money and then keep these players here and ensure that, because now when they keep these players here, just imagine you're actually buying a player from Nigerian league for over $100 million. You know what it's bringing to the country. You know what it's bringing to the
if they don't buy these players, the money is supposed to use to develop the club.
That's exactly what it should be.
Private individuals will even
Make
I've seen situation where
private individual will do way better than what we have in. Jerry,
I'm sorry, I wanted to say the government owned
the
clubs.
government cannot do it because of how they do their things, how they got into power, how they won election and so many things. So they have to settle a lot of persons.
Imagine when, let's say, Ahmed Musa left Kano Pillars. At least there was some money that was paid to the club in dollars. What has those money been used for? Have they been used to upgrade the facility, academy, their facilities, and so on, so that they were able to bring in more Ahmed Musa? Since Ahmed Musa left Kano Pillars, how many players have left Kano Pillars and became world-class stars?
Jerry, I'll tell you one thing today. There are a lot of academies in Nigeria, even one in Ikorodu that I know, I'll not mention the name. Their facility is way better than what so many, in fact, all Nigerian Premier League has. They have a very good gym, and what this man does is, at a certain level, maybe when their age is 16 or 18, he move them out to either country like Mexico and all of these countries. That's what he does.
It's a business.
A very good facility. He's not even interested in playing the league. He plays friendly matches, he plays competitions and all of those things. Keep these guys fit. Jerry, you look at these things.
But see, at the end of the day, the best from there will just go to obscure leagues.
That's what I'm saying.
He will pocket his money. That's what his business.
Now, maybe when they leave, another 4-5 years, we'll now discover them in Europe. This guy, this is a Nigerian player, but there's no record of that player ever playing in the league. These are the players that will bring back and invite to the national team. So, but if we've had this man and men like him actually set up give them an enabling environment to actually run a proper football club here, these talents would have stayed back and developed properly.
Imagine the South African league. I think it's not only based on the fact that South African league is okay. The economy is doing well, for instance.
Very well.
A situation where you have to worry about your 3 square meals and you being the breadwinner of your family. Everybody's expecting a lot from you at a very tender age. So there's a lot of pressure to even move. I told you for a player who was it Azerbaijani. The Azerbaijani league wanted him. And imagine the pressure if he had taken out shots. And even Boniface told us of how he went to a league that was not registered by FIFA. That they told him he has to kick the ball and go and head it for him to make it. Anyway, it's pretty a very, very sad and difficult situation. We'll only continue to talk about it and hope that things will be done properly. Anyway, time really fast spent. Anyway, let's talk about the former Nigerian international Emmanuel Emenike has backed Super Eagles stars Victor Osimhen and Paul Onachi to light up the Turkish league with goals this season. Okay, on a good day, we shouldn't be talking about Turkish league for of Victor Osimhen. He has already lighted it up last season. What's he going to do? He's going to put fire there. Anyway, it is what it is.
Winning Champions League, as far as I'm concerned, is just going there to holiday. A quality like Victor Osimhen should not be playing the Turkish league. And a lot of people throw criticism at us on this show when we talk about Osimhen and the rest of that. I think they should listen to other professionals. What we have said there over a year ago, a lot of top professionals, top footballers, ex-Nigerian internationals are saying the same thing we have said there 1 year ago. The truth must be said. Osimhen got himself to that situation. However, he should make the best of it. If Galatasaray can win the Champions League or get to the semi-final of the Champions League, I would say its move to Turkey has been successful. But if not, I think it's just going there to vacation.
Okay, vacation. It is what it is. All right, let's talk about the Newcastle United striker Alexander Isak has sparked controversy amidst report linking him with a move to Liverpool. And a viral social media video viewed nearly 1 million times in under 24 hours shows an angry Magpies fan burning his Isak 14 shirt in protest over the transfer rumors. Yeah, the fans will not be happy. The Magpies fans are not very easy fans. They're very passionate. But for Isak, I think if he wants to go, I think the club should actually let him go. I think they would have let him go had it been they got maybe a Sesko, for instance. And Liverpool even made it worse by going for a Kitike they wanted as a replacement. So it's a very dicey situation that Eddie Howe has found himself alongside the players.
It's sad, but of course it's not the first time we're seeing club side actually doing this. I mean, Fernando Torres jersey was also burnt, and it only means one thing. It means you're valuable. It means they don't want you to go. Yeah. You're leaving the club really hurts the fans, and they wish they wish this whole event is happening in the dream. But unfortunately, it's a reality. And they just have to live with it. Before Isak, there's always been Newcastle, and after Isak, Newcastle will always continue. So that's exactly. They've had strikers better than him. I mean, the great Shearer is one of them. So it's sad. They just
Martins.
They just need to move on, and life continues. It's just one of those emotions that come with football.
All right. Well, my way looks like Isak might not be leaving because we hear that the Saudi owners have the call through that he should come over, and it looks like there's going to be a blank check and him to make a decision. But his decision must be that he must not leave.
I don't think he has any right to leave. He has signed the contract, and the club reserves every right not to sell him. The way he's going about it, I think, is poor, and that's the reason why the fans are reacting badly to it. If he doesn't move finally, the fans will turn against him, and that might affect his performance. I think players should understand if you have signed the contract and you want to leave, find a way to leave amicably, and not, in local parlance now, poor pepper in the eye of your former employer. That's not the right way to handle employment relationship.
Definitely, it's a difficult situation. It seems the guy has made up his mind he wants to leave for Liverpool, but let's see how that pans out. Okay, and of course, Gianluigi Donnarumma's time at PSG is also looking like it's over. Man City have decided to overtake Manchester United. It looked like it was going to be a Manchester United affair, or Man City felt this is just like bullying on the part of Man City. Anyway, they have Ederson Moraes. Yeah. Anyway, what's the thing that head to head against Man United? Of course, Ederson would have still stayed if, for instance, Donnarumma didn't say he was going to leave. And I think the way Donnarumma is leaving is not really a good one. Even Enrique has been saying a lot of things that he's the one who took the decision and so on and so forth. For a goalkeeper who did very well for PSG last season, I never saw this coming. But it is what it is.
It's actually about money. It's about money. And according to Donnarumma, his position was that these are conversations that they can have. Money should not be the reason why they'll be having this sort of problem. But I think PSG doesn't. They are actually not interested. I mean, because
I think they've seen enough. Yes,
so they don't want that superstar figure. To give them problem. Yes, yeah. Exactly why they're actually trying to push him out. They just want everybody to be at the same. I'm looking at Dembele leaving this. If he wins the Ballon d'Or, he becomes a superstar, and he wants to actually give them any sort of problem. They just, perhaps that's the new model they want to actually. Yes, they want to actually.
All right, time really fast, but my one. Big thanks for being a part of the show. Big thanks to Keshika, and big thanks to the guys behind the scenes talking about likes of Victor, Alex, Hassan, and of course Jeremiah. My name is Jerry Apelohai, saying thanks for being a part of the show. Up next is Political Lens with Chukuma Okoro. Stay tuned.